Saman.
That's Kevin.
And we're implicitly biased.
Kevin, in your opinion, how many times should somebody try something in order to determine if they really like it or if they don't?
I think at a bare minimum 3 times.
3.
At least 3 times.
And then the second clause to the question is there an actual number? So in your mind, there is actually.
I think so. Because the first time, use restaurants. Go to a restaurant. First time could be garbage.
Right.
First time could be fantastic. You go back the second time and it's meh. Third time it's better than meh. Or if it's bad the first time, it can be fantastic the second time and it averages out. But I definitely think there should be always more than once, whether you like something or not.
Okay. But see, I don't know. I just, your 3 times thing, that can kind of backfire too.
It could. You could go 3 times and it's fantastic, and then the 4th time is terrible.
Yeah.
Or you can go 3 times and it's terrible, and the 4th time could be, phenomenal.
Yeah. Or you could go 2 times and the 3rd time is bad. What do you trust? Do you trust the first 2 times or do you trust the last one?
That's hard to say. Depends on.
See?
Depends on everything. But I think bare minimum 3 times.
What if you go the first time and it's terrible, and everybody else is still telling you it's good, so you go 2 more times and it's great? Do you still trust your first one?
No, that's what the other 2 are for, is to kind of balance it out. Like there's a restaurant south of town that everybody who I know went said it was terrible. Pete Stranger said it was phenomenal. I went and it was great. And then I said, go try it again, and it was terrible for my friend again. I liked it.
And that just
that's where I think.
Does that apply across the board?
I think generally with anything, you could try a different kind of pickle and it tastes terrible the first time. You want to try it again, so you try it again.
There's only one kind of pickle.
No, there's lots of kinds of
No,
pickles.
there's not. There's one kind of pickle, and then there's all that crap you weirdos eat. So we're not going to go further.
What is your one kind of pickle?
There's only one kind of pickle, a dill pickle. That's
yes, but there's other kinds of dill pickles.
No, there's only one.
No, there's not.
It's called dill. You put dill in the vinegar, and it's a dill pickle.
Yes, but Vlasic pickles are completely different than Clausen pickles.
Which ones are the ones that are snappier?
Clausen's.
That's the ones I eat.
Those are the ones that you buy. You hate them?
I eat.
No, you eat Vlasic's.
I eat whatever's on the shelf.
I know you do.
I like
I can
the
tell.
ones that are snappy.
But I think applied across the board, you should try it. Multiple things, multiple times before you really lock down and say you don't
even
like
bad
it.
things.
Yeah.
So you would try what's that thing? That stinky fruit is a jackfruit.
Yeah, I've tried that multiple times.
And you think it tastes as good?
No, it doesn't taste good at all.
So why would you try it multiple times?
Because there's multiple ways of doing it. Like there's a barbecue restaurant in Tucson that serves a vegan pulled pork sandwich with it.
Oh yeah.
And I've tried it this way. I haven't tried it that way. That might be fantastic. So I'm fat enough to forego my 3 times and try it again.
I don't know. Me, Brother Stewart. It all depends on how bad the first time was for me. I think that's.
If you straight throw up, you're probably not gonna. Try it again.
Yeah. Like if you're allergic to, there's some things that you try it once and you have an allergic reaction, you realize I'm never trying that again.
Yes.
But aside from medical reasons, there's just some stuff that is just so bad. We were talking about food for some reason instead of talking about other things. But there's just some stuff where the first experience is so bad to where you don't even want to try. But I understand that that's kind of the point of trying it again, because it may have just been a fluke that time. It may have been bad circumstances, but I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I'm kind of on the fence. I guess it really all just depends on what it is, especially when it comes to food. Like if I put something in my mouth and it's absolutely disgusting, and I don't immediately think of a way to make it better, because I'm one of those kind of people. As soon as I eat something, if I don't like it, I'm like, okay, that could use some salt, thyme, some lemon pepper seasoning, and a good splash of hot sauce, and then that'll be delicious. You know what I mean? I go through that in my brain every time I eat something. But then there's other things where I eat them like that. We went to this. I'm not gonna name the place, but we went to this place in Tucson. It was an exotic place. And on the menu, the way the thing was explained sound phenomenal. It was like, what is it? Shoot. It was something to do with oranges. It's like dehydrated oranges in a whatever sauce and crispy rice. And it's supposed to be like this delicious thing. And it had beef tips in it. It was supposed to be like this. That was one of the worst tasting meals I ever paid for. I didn't even want to pay for it. It was so bad. It was disgusting. I couldn't even think of anything to make it better. I would literally put hot sauce on it, and it made it worse.
Well,
How does hot sauce? What does hot? Listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with everybody. Y'all okay? I've actually tried hot sauce on ice cream before. Okay.
Louisiana hot sauce on vanilla ice cream.
I tried that. Okay. So I would literally put hot sauce on anything, and usually, I mean, like 90% of the time, it makes it taste better. Hot sauce made that taste worse. And so I just don't foresee me ever paying. Now, if you ordered it and you were like, "Oh, this is actually really good, dude. You should just try it one more time."
I think paying does make a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. Like one time I was staying at a Hotel 6. And
did they leave the light on?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what they left, and just give me a second. So we're sitting in the room, and I'm like, "What is that smell? What is that smell?" It smells like urine. And I go in the bathroom, and I'm looking by it. And we clean the toilet. I'm like, "It smells like urine." I'm like, "Is these sheets?" Pull the sheets off, and we're spraying them down, doing our whole. It smells like urine. And so I always wear flip flops in hotels because they're hotels. Putting your feet in. And so my flip flop kind of went under the bed. I reached under the bed to get the flip flop out, and I put my hand in a dirty diaper. There's literally a dirty diaper, pissy diaper, and then my fingers went in it. These ones, I still can smell it. Anyway, no, I can't, but no. And so, to me, I'm like, okay, so that proves to me that this chain doesn't care about real cleanliness. They just care about being the cheapest and just basically having some place for you to sleep. I don't stay in Motel 6 anymore because that, to me, proved already everything I needed to know. If they're leaving dirty diapers, if they didn't even think to check underneath the bed. Now, it was before all of them had the boxes so nothing can slide underneath the bed. Now they all have boxes, nothing can slide underneath the bed. But that was before then. And so my thing is, like, if they didn't even care enough about checking underneath the bed, what other things are they willing to neglect just to be quick and just to, turn a profit? I can't stand a place like that no more.
And I do get that point. Once you're paying for something, especially, that's only, what, $30, $40?
Yeah, somewhere.
Whatever they are. I don't know what they are now. We've stayed at a hotel before, and it was atrocious. Like, there was ants in the room. There was bugs in the room. And I don't ever want to go back to that hotel chain even.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because if they can't keep up with basic... And I know that most hotels are like franchise, basically. So if that person wasn't taking care of their hotel, doesn't mean even the one across the street wouldn't be much better.
Right.
So...
Yeah.
I see that point where if you pay for something that it checks like 2 boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it ruins 2 boxes or whatever.
Right. So the third time, like, because and even with your little analysis, like, it does. It's like that is the first offense of it being bad, and the second offense that I have to still
you had to pay
for it. So since you're only going to give it 3 shots, the only way you try it that third time is because it's going to be another 2 hit if you buy it again. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I get what you're saying. So and I'm kind of with you on most things. Like I said, if you're paying for it, and I'm like, okay, I'll try it off of his plate. Great. Or like even for like the hotel room, like if you're like, all right, how will I pay for it? Well, all right, well, since you pay for it, but here's another thing. Like I years ago, I used to kind of hate to admit it, but I used to eat at like Little Caesars like every other day, literally, because I was poor. It was shortly after I had just moved away from home. So everything was tight. I was living low income. Everything was tight. Like when you
those Little Caesar check marks.
Exactly. Like those Little Caesars was like lifesavers. And I mean, it was to the point where it's like, okay, I have $7 to put in the gas tank, and that should take me to work, for
the
a
rest
day,
of the week.
right? For a day and a
payday,
half, and then then I have this $5 for this pizza, and that'll last me 2 days, and so I was literally eating Little Caesars like every other day. And this particular time, I went to open up the Little Caesars box, and I'm eating, and what I do is I'm a folder. I get the pizza and I fold it, so I'm eating. And as I'm going in, I realize there's rat feces, literally rat. And
that was just in the news too.
Exactly, and this happened to me years ago, and I'm familiar with that because I've been poor my whole life. I know what they look like. Yeah. I know what rat feces, and I'm like, no way. And I'm looking, and you can see there's actually fur from the rat, and there's like 3 or 4 pellets. I turn the pizza over, and there's a few other spots where there's pellets, rat feces in the. And I'm itching now because I'm thinking about it. And so I call them and I tell them what's going on and, all this other stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, you want us to make you another pizza? I'm like, no, I don't want you to make me another pizza. You literally have baked rat feces in. And I'm like, because I know how mice are. If they've pooped somewhere, they pee all the time. They're constantly urinating.
All the time.
They're constantly urinating. So everywhere that they've walked, there's a little bit of urine in it. So if they felt comfortable enough to poop here, this whole pan has urine in it, and probably 3 or 4 other pans in there. So just because I don't see the feces, I'm still probably eating the urine. And they're like, oh, well, they heat it up in the oven. I don't care.
That's what gives Little Caesars that special wang.
So ever since then, I'm like, I'm not eating Little Caesars. Even though, there's Little Caesars that are outside of my town, and there's Little Caesars. I'm like, no, because I'm pretty sure the same practices that they have it in my town where the Little Caesars at, they have them in other places. And just like you said, I find out somebody else had the same instance. I'm like, I know, it happened to me. I know, and I've been telling people for years, stop eating Little Caesars. But people are cheap. People need them. It's $5. You get it. It's hot and ready, full of poop. But whatever. It's like the Help. Eat my poop. You haven't seen The Help, have you?
I saw it.
I don't believe
I don't remember it, but I saw
it. You didn't see it. All right. On that note, don't eat Little Caesars.
Peace. We out. Little Caesars, please. This is not a defamation video.
No, it's the truth. You guys are some nasty bastards. I don't care what you think about it. Nasty bastards.
We're going to cut it out before all that happens.
Little Caesars are some nasty bastards.
No, we're not.
Forget you, Little Caesars. Nasty bastards. Wash your pants. Wash your dog.